My name is Niharika Bhatnagar and I am with you with the area of ABFM. Acha, now when we talk about ABFM, that is Advanced Business and Financial Management, we have around 7 days left for the examination, right? Including the day of the examination. So if we consider that day, we are not left with much time there. So what can we do in terms of our preparation to be done in a proper manner? Number one, finish off the most important topics that you feel are can be done quickly, because it is always better to play with the quantity first, right? I'm sorry. So when we look forward to your preparation there, I'll module A as well as module B today. So if you're looking forward towards preparation of module C and D, that would be coming up a little later, and then soon I'll be having our marathon as well. So you can look forward to it. So let's move on and start with module A. Here comes the first question, everyone. The first question states that a manager's propensity to make use of knowledge about subordinates in the ways that lead to incorrect perceptions of those subordinates is referred to as. Acha, now there's a propensity that to make the use of knowledge about subordinates in a way that leads to incorrect perceptions. Now the point is, he might be looking at those specific subordinates in a different manner. He's not looking at them in the same manner as he's looking at others. So there can be some kind of an extra partiality, you can say, that can happen there. Is this called glass ceiling, bias, whistleblowing, or allocation of responsibility? And this question is a little, I would say, twisted one. The question is very simple. When you are giving preference to someone, right, that is being biased. So in this case, the correct answer is bias. Next question, which of the following is a good source for filling the vacant positions with people from different departments that already have too many workers? So what's happening is, if one particular department has got a lot of people there, now what they want is, they want to move away these people so that some other people can be taken over, right? Sometimes what happens is, I was working in Department A, but Department A has already got ample of people, which there is no requirement for. So what will we do? We'll move them to Department B. What is this called? Employment exchange, relocations, promotions, or fresh recruitment. Fresh recruitment means getting people into the organization. So in this case, it would be called relocation. Question. The factors that an individual values and strives to accomplish are depending on. Whenever a particular person is looking forward towards individual working there, and what is he looking forward to? Whether or not the connection and means are clear, are made clear. That means your plan and how to achieve it. That is organizing. Is this portion clear or not? Okay? That's the first point. Second is the anticipation that high successfully as a result of increased efforts. Third is their successful execution, and it is provided with the essential assistance in the form of training, direction, and I would say development there. The point should be development. Okay? In the last point now, it is essential assistance in the form of training, direction, and development. See, what if an individual is working in an organization, he'll not work for no reason. There would be a reason for everybody to work there. It can be monetary, it can be non-monetary. So both of these things can be the reason behind which he's looking forward to. So the factors that an individual values and strives for, that is, he would get the training, he gets into the area of direction, someone tells me them what to do, and then they are also looking forward towards development as well. Individual will not look forward towards planning and organizing. This is the work of top management. It is provided with the essential assistance in the form of training and direction and development there. Next question. Achha, this is actually more or less related to the area of basics of management. Along with the little part of it can be related to the area of risk management there. So this part is related to the fundamental analysis, encompasses economic, industrial, as well as company analysis. Which are the following or the techniques used in industry analysis? When I'm trying to analyze an entire industry, then which thing is helping us? Input output analysis, anticipatory survey, regression, or all of these? Okay, when we look forward towards analysis of current industry, you will be looking forward to it in the form of number one, input analysis. You are looking forward towards input output, what they are putting and what they are getting, and along with that, regression means they are looking forward towards the area of regression is can be related to the fact that how things are related and things are not related, different factors contributing towards the goal or making a difference out of it, that is covered there. So anticipatory survey is just trying to find happening there. Analysis is a deeper form there to work, है ना? So the correct answer would be 1 and 3. Next question. The term that most accurately captures planning is an all encompassing procedure in which planning, execution, and monitoring of plans are included, coming up with ideas for how the goals of an organization can be accomplished, determining the goals of an organization as well as strategies. Last is primary focus of the work that is done by planners and planning departments. Oh, I hope it's visible now. Just a moment. Visible now, everyone? That is C. See, when you look forward towards planning, now planning is first of all defining what are the goals. You define the goal, you determine them, and then also if I want to achieve them, there would be a strategy that would be formed. For example, I said that I would like to be the market leader. How can I become the market leader? Do I need to invest more in advertising? Do I need to invest more in my quality? Anything that is required would be considered. ठीक है ना? Done? Okay, now let's move on to the next question. This is answer number C. Okay, next point, everyone. The first thing you do when you start planning something, what is the first thing that you do? I think this is among the questions that is in the IABF book itself. So the question says the first thing that you will do when you start planning. As soon as you start planning, do you set a goal for yourself first, or evaluate the alternatives, or find out your strengths and weaknesses? That is SWOT analysis, everyone. There are two kinds of analysis. SWOT. SWOT means to check your strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat. Then examination of result from the past. When you start planning, the first thing is always to set a goal. How can I just start working? After a while, I'll be like, what is it that I wanted to do? What was the goal? Till the time the goal is not clear, nothing can be achieved. First of all, we'll have to make sure, this is my goal, this is what I want to achieve. That gives clarity. Achha, next question, everyone. Organizations attempting to achieve group effectiveness. Now, this can also come in the form of case study as well. Look at this particular question. Organizations attempting, they're looking forward towards group effectiveness. In a group form, they're looking forward towards effectiveness through leadership. Must assess the leader according to their underlying trait, assess the situation faced by the leader, and construct a proper between the two. They will have to find out a proper match between the two as well. Now, this statement is aligned with which of the following leadership theories? Transactional theory, contingency theory, situational theory, or behavioral theory? Which one is it? See, the point is when you are trying to look forward towards other people, and here you are trying to do it based upon their traits, based upon what they are doing, their characteristics. This is not something that is already defined now. This can change as soon as the situations change. So in this case, the correct answer would be the contingency theory of leadership. Okay, now comes the next question. This is again on planning there. One can be sure about future course of action by making good plans. That is an assertion. Second point is planning brings certainty in the future course of action of an organization. Number one, A. R is correct. Matlab reasoning is correct and the assertion is wrong. A is correct but the reasoning is wrong. Both are correct or both are wrong. What will be the answer there? First of all, Planning brings certainty in the future course of action. What I want to do in the future, we can bring certainty to it. Acha, as per the timing, I think I can try it. As per the timing, this is possible, this is not possible, this thing can be sorted out. But how can we be so sure about the future? Can you just make sure, can you just tell me that, ma'am, at 8 p.m. or at 9 p.m. pakka I will be available at this point? Will you always be in the same position? Will you be able to achieve those things even if you plan in a different manner? Sometimes you don't know about the plans there, isn't it? So in this case, one can never be sure about it, but we can be little certain. That is, reasoning is correct, assertion is wrong. Next question: which of the following functions of management takes care of a reporting structure? Planning, staffing, organizing, and directing. Now, the point that arises here is we are looking forward towards which of the following takes care of reporting structure. What do you mean by reporting structure, everyone? Reporting structure can be related to the area that who reports to whom. है ना? That can be done. That means which position is going to be senior and which position is going to be junior. And what is the hierarchical level as well. So, which defines it? Planning, staffing, organizing, or directing. This part of departmental authority, division, authority, responsibility, and accountability. The three kids of, I would say, delegation. Delegation means giving the power to your subordinates. Now, it has three kids: authority, responsibility, and accountability. Authority means power to command over others. Responsibility means an obligation that you are bound with. And accountability is your answerability. So, when we look forward to all of these, the correct answer would be what? The correct answer would be organizing, would be C. Which of the following schools of management focuses on motivation? Motivation is basically quantitative school, neoclassical system, or contingency school of management. So the quantitative was all about quantifying the things there. System school was based upon open and closed system. Management is a open system. How can I grow without talking to you? Business has to grow while talking to others only. Then comes contingency school of management. Contingency school is basically when you talk to other people and then try to find out the ways of working. So that is based upon that. Earlier, people used to become managers by doing this only. There was no specific thing that could be done. ठीक है? Just a moment. Acha. In this case, the correct answer would be neoclassical school. Why neoclassical? Pata hai, in the neoclassical school, people like Henry Fayol were there, and McGregor, Douglas. There are other theories as well that is covered in your examination. That includes theory X and theory Y. It includes Maslow's need hierarchy theory. All these theories are there, na? That is neoclassical theories. These people gave out the way that please treat humans as humans. You are just treating them as machines, which is not giving you any productivity because you are not considering that humans get tired. You do not understand that humans have a psychology. That means if you want me to work, you cannot just make me work by just giving me money and that's it. Every person who is working in the organization is also looking towards recognition, towards rewards. All those things are required now. That is why. And this neoclassical school. ठीक है? अच्छा, this is a long question, so just a moment. I hope it's visible now. Right? Which this says which of the following statement is correct? Go ahead. चलिए. Now the point says the workforce should be given any target or slogan or exhorted to achieve production levels without devising new methods. Okay, a long term there. The practice of considering price as the criteria for awarding business contracts should be introduced, and total cost should be minimized by having a large number of suppliers, then fixed arbitrary production quotas of the workforce and numerical targets of should be decided. Actually, this is a mix of accounting portion as well as the planning portion. This is actually advanced level of a question there. It is all based upon the area. This was actually a word for, this was in MCQ from the book itself, but this is there in the book, particular lines, that is fixing arbitrary production quotas for the workforce and numerical targets for management should be used by decided by the managers. Acha, let me tell you about it. If I tell you you will take 3 hours to study, will you really find it justified? Who am I to tell you it will take 3 hours? 3 hours. You can take less and you can take more depending upon your caliber as well as depending upon your way of studying, right? It has nothing to do with me. If the management says, "Acha, ye to ho jata hai 3 hours mein. This has to be done within 3 hours, otherwise you are not doing work." Then really think people will be able to work in a sane manner there? The chances are less. The barriers to the pride of workmanship as well as the annual rating merit system should be removed with emphasis on improvement in quality. The problem is that target making, sorts of things na, these are really bad for the organization sometimes because you are too much focusing on these particular things, not looking at people altogether. If you're not looking at people, then where's the growth, right? So in this case, the simple point that would really come upon is we are looking forward towards, you should remove the portion of the merit system, the overall target meeting thing. You should focus upon improvement of the quality. Always remember, if the quality is better, people will buy your product. Your targets will be met already, but if quality of a product, automatically things will decline. So the correct answer is D. This is actually a exact wordings from the IBF book. Next question, everyone. It says a learning organization is an important because learning organizations are those organizations which are open to new fields, new things. So what does it really look forward to? It helps an organization control its costs. It makes the employees the best in the industry. It helps managers to impose their views on the subordinates. Or it increases the effectiveness and efficiency of the organization. See, I was using method A. Years, it has been years that I'd been using method A. And I decided, nahi, I'm going to be rigid. I am not going to sit here. I think I'll just continue with this particular method itself. I'm not going to do any other method. I become rigid in that. What will happen? Over the period of time, my organization will not be able to survive. Why? This happened with Nokia as well. Nokia was on the verge of dying. Actually, it died already. In our country, it has market, it had growth, but now there is no growth. It is dead. Why? Because the organization does not have a particular area, that is, it increases the effectiveness and efficiency. They stopped making innovation, that is where they died, and the innovation comes from becoming a learning organization. When you keep on learning new and new things, you're open to that part, you'll obviously grow. Part, digital gap can give rise to. Achha, this question doesn't really relate to this particular module, but it's still there. So, technological innovations, inequalities, higher profits, or improved operations. If there's a digital gap, everyone, it can give rise to inequalities. A few people will have every single digital part or technology that is updated, while there would be a sect of people, or you can say a specific sect of people, who will be having no specific they would not be having any kind of access towards all those technologies. So ultimately they will not grow while others will grow, right? That is what we can say. This is the point to inequalities. The term that most accurately, acha, this is something that we have done na, so I'm leaving this question. Next question, acha, this was also done. Next question. which aspect of planning is connected to the fact that planners typically have a higher level of intelligence, because they keep talking about their ability to evaluate their surroundings, forecast the future, evaluate all those factors in relation to the area of variety of options in order to choose the most suitable one. Which one is it, everyone? Point is, when we talk about planning, now planning is not just being blind. Planning is something which is basically thinking a lot. You have a brainstorming session. अब ये करेंगे, now this should be done, now we'll be doing this and that. We are looking forward to all these things now. So ultimately it's a mental exercise. That is what I can understand from this particular question. It is saying the act of planning is an intellectual workout. Planning involves looking into the future. The most important part of management is planning process, and making choices is an integral part. I believe the correct point would be intellectual workout. It's a mental exercise. While planning, I was doing nothing. While I was planning for this particular class, first of all, I had to think now which particular module should be chosen, from where I can take the resources, how can I make the questions, what are the basic things that I have to cover, what are the topics that I'm going to cover, how much time is required, XYZ. All these things would be taken into consideration. So technically, this particular question simply means it's just a mental workout. I didn't start my working. Organizing is different scenario. ठीक है ना? Then once I start working, execution is a different scenario altogether. It's not the same there. ठीक है ना? चलिए, now let's move on. The act of planning is an intellectual workout. That is, it's a mental exercise. ठीक है? It's something only the brain does. Sorry. Okay, let it be for the moment. Too much things are going on in the mind about the examination. Acha, in the examination, I've just read about the particular part of BFM as well. I received a few reviews of various bankers there. So I hope you are not disappointed with your examination, or you are looking forward towards the next examination as well. Na? So that is required, even that you look forward to that part. BFM examination was definitely a little tougher for many people there. So prepare well for this examination and prepare a strategy. Again, we are doing the planning, staffing, directing, controlling. So I'll always say prepare a proper plan. Without plan, you shouldn't really start executing there. Acha, before we move on, we look. There's a particular line now. This is what we're talking about. The act of planning is an intellectual workout. Planning is basically all pervasive. Number one, it is required at every level and in every organization. Then it's continuous. You do not stop using the planning portion. You keep on planning for short term, long term. And the next point is, it is basically only a mental exercise. You are not going to do anything, but you are just going to work there. ठीक है ना? Done? Then next point is, after all pervasive continuous mental exercise, and planning becomes the base for controlling. These are all different points related to only and only planning process. ठीक है? These are the very basic characteristics of planning. But there's one point: planning does not guarantee success. It can give you the way, but ultimately it does not guarantee the success. When exactly during the planning process does the most feasible plan become the one that can actually be carried out? At the time of developing the premise, considering the various potential courses of action, choosing between available options, or establishing objectives. So, where do we look forward towards planning? The planning process can be stated as something which is carried out uh, most feasible plan. Acha, here you are looking at multiple plans. Ultimately, you cannot just be blinded with that particular fact. Now, so you'll choose between different options. We look at module. We look at okay. If I wanted to start, I was looking at what options do I have? I have module A. I've got module B, C, and D, or A, B, C, D combined. है ना? All these things are available to me. I will have to decide which part shall I take upon. That is the point, right? Next point, the expression span of management refers to the scope of manager's duty and responsibility, the responsibility of the manager, the maximum number of direct subordinates that can be effectively managed by a single supervisor, or none of the preceding options. So, in this case, what would be the correct answer? The expression span of management means the number of people that I can handle under me. That is called span of management. Okay? So, the span of management is the maximum number of direct subordinates that can be effectively managed by a single supervisor. In the era of Twitter, now before Elon Musk bought it up, Twitter had one particular person handling two people under him, and these two managers would be held by one another person there. So there were multiple managers. So this particular person manages these two people are managed by this person, now they will be managed by the next person. So this is how they used to manage people. So one particular person didn't have to manage a lot of people, just a limited number of people, and he would be managed by someone else. So in this case they had multiple managers there. Just when the Elon Musk took over the organization, he said this is extra, remove these people, this particular person is capable of handling all these people together. So there were many people who were out of the job from Twitter due to this reason only. That's the maximum number of subordinates which the superior can have. Okay, now this is the question, that which of the following would take if a company is able to reduce the variable cost. This is a part of module B and C there, but has been introduced here, so let's finish it off there. So there is something called contribution margin and break even point. Now what are these? Number one, you take up the sales and remove only the variable cost. Do not remove the fixed. Variable means which changes every now and then. And when we look forward towards fixed cost would be the one which which remains same. For example, 10,000 is the rent for this particular place, and 10,000 has to be paid in any case. Okay? If I do just one particular task in the books today, that means in the factory I'm just producing one garment, or if I'm producing 1 lakh units of garment there, it doesn't matter. I still have to pay 10,000 for rent there. But variable cost, raw material would vary if I buy and use it only for one garment, or if I use it for 1 lakh units of that garment. Agreed? So when we look forward to it, this part, only sales minus just variable cost will give you contribution. Okay? So contribution margin increase, the break even point will increase, the contribution margin decreases, your break even point will increase and decrease and decrease and increase. So that is just a mix and match that they have provided. So when we look forward to it, what do you mean by break even point, everyone? Break even point is that particular point at which whatever money we have given to this business is recovered completely. Okay? That's how they define this particular amount. That is, whatever money we have given to this organization is recovered completely. So that means if I invested 10,000 rupees, that 10,000 is back. And the units at which that 10,000 is back is called the break even point. Okay, what will it be? Country margin. Country is basically sales minus variable cost. So what would be the answer there? After this, I think we have one more numerical part as well. As I told you, this is a mixture of module A and B there. Okay? Acha, now look at this, everyone. If you increase, if this is your sales, and from the sales your variable cost falls, that means you have got more money. If you are getting more money this time, then whatever money, if I invested 10,000 rupees, out of 10,000, 4,000 is recovered this year. In the next year, I recover the next 6,000 because variable cost has gone down. This will be beneficial for me or not? This will be clearly beneficial for me. You know? So in this case, it's gonna be if you look forward towards the answer there, when the contribution margin increases, your break-even point will fall. The correct answer will be C. Sales less the variable cost, so a reduction in variable cost will increase the contribution. So break-even point is equal to fixed cost divided by country. This is a formula, everyone, kindly note it down. Break-even point is fixed cost divided by country, where contribution is sales minus variable cost.